Alright, number 4. Okay, it says prove the identity. So what we're going to do is make this side look like the right side. Well, you look, we just basically have two binomials and we're multiplying them together. And we just have to do like we would normally, but be very careful. So anyway, sine times 1, that's going to be sine. And sine times negative sine cosine, well, that's negative sine cosine, or negative sine squared cosine. And then cosine times 1 is cosine. And cosine times negative sine cosine is negative cosine squared sine. Alright, so let's see. We got to make it look like this. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 1 minus cosine squared. And then that's going to get multiplied by cosine. You notice how that's going to turn it into a cosine cubed. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. And now I'm going to take care of what's inside these in parentheses, just doing distribution. Negative cosine to the third plus cosine, and then again sine, and then negative sine to the third. And now I'm going to distribute the negative 1, and that's going to make it minus cosine, and then plus cosine to the third, and then plus cosine minus sine, and then plus sine to the third. See, now I'm just going to look for things that can cancel out. I've got a plus sign and a minus sign. Okay, those are gone. And I've got a minus cosine and a plus cosine. Those are gone. And you'll notice it leaves us with the two things we need, sine to the third plus cosine to the third. So we've got the right-hand side. We've proven it. That's awesome. Now, we've got to solve the equation. Now the thing is, what we're going to do is we're going to take what it's equal to and then add what they want us to make it equal to. So we're solving this equation. Sine to the third plus cosine to the third is equal to 3 cosine to the third. Well, first thing, let's combine like terms, and so let's subtract 3 cosine to the third on both sides. And that's going to give me sine to the third minus 2 cosine to the third. And that's going to equal 0. And whenever I got a situation where I just have cosines and sines, I'm going to divide by cosine. In this case, I'm going to divide everything by cosine to the third. That's going to give me tangent to the third. Minus 2 is equal to 0. And so now I'm going to get the tangent by itself by adding 2 to both sides and then cube rooting both sides. And so now I've got to take the inverse of tangent, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like this, the cube root of 2. In fact, I'm even going to put it in the calculator that way. I'm going to say inverse tan. I'm just going to do cube root by using this awesome little function here in my calculator. And I find out that I've got an angle of 51.6 degrees. And that's fit within the domain that I'm working in. So I add 180 since it's tangent. And that gives me 231.6, which also fits. And I also realize that if I add another 180, that's going to be too big. It's going to be bigger than 360, so I stop here. And those are my two answers. All right, thanks for watching. I hope that helped.